Before a couple gets buried in wedding plans, they should first envision their life together. We look at the SR squared by Sondra Roberts, ruffle purses, and most women can envision a place for their for them in their wardrobes. Taurus, like an envision herself an artistic and sophisticated, so she wants to see the same qualities mirrored in her lover. One of the easiest way to make frugal living as a senior easy is to plan for the future you envision. The word cross evokes different images within people's minds, so while you envision a simple cross design, your tattoo artist may imagine an ornate crucifix. Hunter seized is the kind that we probably think envision when we imagine a Victorian man pulling a watch out of his pocket and flipping open the front. The research you do ahead of time aids in crafting a targeted resume that sells your skills, accomplishments as to a company in a way that way envision you putting all that to use of them. The idea will be to look at this empty, clear space and envision what you want to look like and where you want items to be. When you think of measuring body fat, what do you envision? Try to look for books with lots of illustrations so you can envision the process as you read the steps. When you envision as animated Christmas card, you are probably thinking of an electronic card sent to a loved ones via email. Did you envision having romantic dinners, traveling, and entertaining friends and family? When choosing a partner, ask for recent references and preview a portfolio of their work to get a feel of whether the design concepts match those you envision for your event. Explain to your neighbors why you want to have a block party and what you envision the day looking like. She screamed. The creatures came closer, and sheer will made her close her eyes to envision the hotel room. Envision 230 miles of sandy white beachfront, gently lapped by some of the clearest aquamarine seas in the entire universe. To envision Deadwood full service saloon close to the. Did you always envision flamenco at the heart of the story? In this postmortem, free of all, it's hard to envision much of a sacerdotal role for the literary scholar. Do you research since you won't see the item in person? It's easy to envision it's the perfect size, shape, and finish for your needs. If that is the case, take some time to consider which wall stencil is right for you based on some other aspects than the pure aesthetic of what a given stencil will look like in the room where you envision it. While you are probably not selling the furniture with the home, you want to maximize the space and help buyers envision the possibilities. Even if you don't plan to outfit your kitchen in IKEA items, you will be able to envision how different styles might look in the finished kitchen. Envision black eyeliner mixed with colorful glitter, and you have just achieved the popular emo look. Perhaps when you envision the perfect wedding, you don't see yourself walking down the aisle in your family's church or standing in front of a judge. Make sure you bothered your betrothed knows the reason for the contract is not because you envision the marriage ending and that in fact it is the last thing you want to happen. Preferences. What do you envision the two of you doing on the honeymoon gateway? If you envision complicated or large counter pieces, you may want to purchase them. Just as women dream of the perfect wedding cake for their reception, men sometimes envision a sweet treat at the nuptials as well. Most companies have scrapbooks full of sample bouquets, and some even show photos of weddings with different color patterns so you can envision how a specific color scheme will look. Draw out a rough sketch or the outline of how you envision your finished cake as it's happiest, easiest to work with. A covered cake when you have planned its final appearance. If you do not envision landing an education, teaching, or related job that will pull in enough to pay off your loans and cover additional bills, keep searching for more affordable programs. For those who just want to relax for a day or two, envision luxury accommodations, spas, alternative staff, scenic vistas, and bountiful buffets. See if you can envision yourself spending the length of your cruise staying in the cabin you have selected. Envision how someone new will be see the space. Potential homeowners want to envision their things in the space, see the bones of the house and the overarching style that it portrays. When most of us think of New York, we envision bright city lights and crowds of people. Let's face it, when you think of prom shoes, you probably don't envision red heels. You probably envision sexy thongs, baby dolls, or garter belts. Somewhere in the recess of your mind, you can envision yourself writing skiffy, whether in a short story or perhaps a shiny book cover in your local bookstore. If you can envision it, it's probably on eBay. Whether you go with these or any other local web design firm, always make sure to ask for samples of past work and make sure the style of the designer integrates well with what you envision for your own website and your own online needs. Keep the rest of your golfing wardrobe in mind when shopping for shoes and try to envision that the golf shoes you are considering purchasing will look like with the favorite pair of pants you wear when golfing. Returning to the visiting garden kids issue, make sure that children are allowed at the community pool before signing a contract on a gorgeous place that you envision as being yours and once in a while your grandkids. Having the chance to see a 3D image of your proposed design ideas rather than trying to imagine it in your head or envision it with the help of a simple sketch on a piece of paper is incredibly useful for any design project. These are some of the sentences which I have been speaking. Thank you. Bye.